Hey everyone! Wintertime is still very much in full swing here in Montreal, so I thought I would make a quick tutorial on how to knit a neck warmer or a cowl. It's very beginner friendly, it's worked in 2x2 ribbing, and I walk through all the steps in this video, but if you're interested in just the written pattern or want to look at the written pattern while you watch this video, you can find that as a free Ravelry download, and I'll include a link to that in the description box below. Alright, let's get going. To get started, you're going to need some bulky weight yarn. I'm using Sandnes Garn's Borsted Alpaca yarn today, and the gauge for this is going to be 18 stitches in 2x2 ribbing for 10 centimeters or 4 inches, and the row gauge really doesn't matter for this project, but you can use any kind of bulky weight yarn. If you use kind of a fuzzier yarn like this alpaca yarn, it will give you a very similar look where the stitch definition isn't as clear. You're also going to need 5mm or US 8 circular needles. The length of these needles is 40 centimeters or 16 inches. And then you're going to need something to cut with, 2 stitch holders, or you can just use some scrap yarn for this, and then optionally either a stitch holder or some scrap yarn if you'd like. We're going to use the standard long tail cast on today, so you're going to want to leave yourself a nice long tail. And you take one end of your circular needle and you begin casting on like this. That's one stitch. Two stitches. And we're just going to continue in this pattern until we have 88 stitches. And this is what your cast on should look like once you've finished. So we're now going to join our work in the round. And before we do that, we just want to make sure that our work isn't twisted, that all the loops are facing inward, and this cast on is on the outside. So to join our work in the round, we're going to have our working yarn on this side. We're going to place a stitch marker to mark the beginning of the round. And we're going to start working in 2x2 ribbing, starting with 2 knit stitches. So it's a bit hard to see the individual stitches, but you're going to insert your needle into that first stitch and then knit, and then again into the next stitch. You're going to knit again, and then you're going to bring your yarn to the front and purl the next 2 stitches. Insert your needle, wrap your yarn like this, and that's your first purl, and then a second purl, just like this. And that is your first rib, which is hard to see now, but it will appear as you continue to work. But so that's 2 knits and 2 purls, and you're just going to keep repeating that pattern all the way around. I'm now reaching the end of my first round, and we're going to end with 2 purl stitches. And that is what your first round should look like. You're going to keep working in that same pattern of knit 2, purl 2, always starting with 2 knit stitches and always ending your round with 2 purl stitches. And you're going to want to keep following this pattern of knit 2, purl 2 until your work measures about 17 centimeters or 6.75 inches. So I will see you back when I have my 17 centimeters. So I've now finished my 17 centimeters of 2x2 ribbing, as you can see here. And for the last round, you're going to want to stop 1 stitch before the beginning of the round marker. We're now ready to split for front and back panels. So to do that, we're going to use a second stitch marker, and we're going to count not this stitch, not this last stitch from the last round, but starting with the first stitch from the beginning of the round. We're going to count 43 stitches. 43, and it should finish in between 2 purl stitches. So you're just going to take your second marker and place it between the 43rd and the 44th stitch, in between those two purl stitches. And instead of working in rounds, we're now going to work flat in rows. So we're going to first work our back panel, and we're going to leave half the stitches to rest, and then we're going to come back and work our front panel flat. To begin working our first panel, we're going to work a slip slip knit into these two stitches here, that last stitch from the previous round and the first stitch after the marker. So to do that, we're going to slip that first stitch knitwise, just like that. We're going to remove that stitch marker temporarily, and then we're going to slip that next stitch again knitwise. And then to complete the slip slip knit, we have to knit that stitch. So you can do that now. And that creates one left leaning decrease. And I'm going to place this marker just before that slip slip knit because that marks the edge of the panel. So now you can see the next stitch we have is a knit. So we're going to knit the next two are purls, and we're going to keep working in 2x2 ribbing until we reach 2 stitches before that next marker right here. I've now reached the last 2 stitches of this row. As you can see here, it should be a knit and a purl before the stitch marker. And we're going to create a right leaning decrease by knitting these 2 stitches together. And that is the end of our first row. You should now have 42 stitches between the 2 markers. So from where we started, we worked all the way around to the second stitch marker, and there should be 42 stitches here. For these stitches, you can either leave them on your needles, leave them to rest and just not work them, or you can use a piece of scrap yarn or a stitch holder and place those stitches on there so you know not to work them. But for now, I'm just going to leave them on my needles, and I'm going to use these 2 stitch markers. As you continue working flat, you'll notice that the gap between these 2 stitches and the same on this side will become much more apparent, and you can remove them, but for now I'll keep them. So we're now going to work on the wrong side and turn our work just like this. And because we ended with 2 knit stitches, we're going to begin with 2 purl stitches. So we're going to continue working in 2x2 ribbing, this time just starting with purls rather than knits. I'm now reaching the end of that row, and as you can see, we're going to end with purls. So on the right side, this side facing us now, you're always going to start with 2 knit stitches and end with 2 knit stitches. And on the wrong side, you're always going to start with 2 purl stitches and end with 2 purl stitches. To make the edges of my panels a bit cleaner looking, I'm going to use a slip stitch selvage, which means the first stitch and the last stitch, this one right here, instead of working as a regular knit stitch, I'm just going to slip these 2 stitches knitwise, which I'll show you here. So instead of knitting this, we're just going to slip it like this, knitwise, and then just continue working in rib stitch as we normally would. And likewise, I'm going to do the exact same thing with the last stitch in the row. So instead of knitting this, I am just going to slip it knitwise. You can see also that a gap is starting to appear, so I'm just going to remove this stitch marker now. So to keep working that selvage, you can see that our working yarn is actually 1 stitch back. It's not on this first stitch, which is fine. That's what it should look like. And we're going to work the wrong side normally. So we're going to purl 2, knit 2, all the way to the end. So this stitch, we're going to purl it normally and And then just continue. And likewise for that last stitch, we're going to purl it normally. So really the only change is that when you're working a right side row, you're going to slip the first and last stitch knitwise, and other than that, you work everything else normally for the selvage stitch. So I'm again going to remove the stitch marker, and I'm going to continue working back and forth until I've reached another 17 centimeters. I've now finished my 17 centimeters for my first panel, and I'm now ready to bind off. So you can bind off however you choose. I'm going to use a very standard bind off because I don't want this to be too stretchy. I want this to lay pretty flat on my chest. So I am going to bind off using a standard bind off. The only difference is I'm going to bind off in pattern. So I'm going to knit the knits and purl the purls. So I will show you how I'm going to do that. For the first one, I'm going to knit. And the second one I'm also going to knit. And then I'm going to slip that back stitch over that front stitch just like that. And then you can see the next stitch is a purl, so I'm going to purl it. And then again, slip that back stitch over that front stitch. I'm just going to keep following that pattern all the way across. Knit the knits, purl the purls. And once you reach that last stitch, I'm just going to knit it, slip that back stitch over the front stitch, and pull that tail out. And we can cut that. And we can weave that tail in later. And that's essentially it, guys. That's the first panel. We're going to do the exact same thing for the next panel. The only difference is we need to attach our yarn because we cut it when we finished this first panel. So to do that, we're going to initially work a slip slip knit like we did in the previous panel here, and a knit two together here. We're going to slip the first stitch knitwise, the second stitch again knitwise, and then we're going to knit these two together, and when we do that we're also going to attach our yarn. So we're going to take our yarn like this, hook it onto our needle, and knit those two stitches. And our yarn is now attached. So we can continue working and ribbing as we did for the other panel. So we're going to knit two, purl two, until we reach the last two stitches of the row. And I've reached the last two stitches, which are again a knit and a purl, and we're going to create a right leaning decrease by knitting these two together. Alright, and that's just about everything, guys. We're going to work the second panel in the exact same way as our first panel. We're going to work 17 centimeters, we're going to bind off in pattern, and then we'll weave in our ends, and that'll be it. I'll see you at the end when I've finished everything up. And this is the finished piece. As you can see, the front and the back panels are exactly the same, so it really doesn't matter how I put this on. I also made the top neck section long enough so I can wear it either up, kind of it reaches just my nose, or I can wear it as kind of a turtleneck, as you see here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope your cowls turned out great, and if you have any comments or feedback, feel free to put them in the comment section below. Thanks!